Okay. Can all of you see a slide of gametes and female eggs written in that sexual reproduction?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you can unmute your mics. If any doubt, you can mute it and then ask me. Okay. So, in the previous classes, we had seen what is mitosis, for which you should know the correct sequence of mitosis. You should not forget it, that for mitosis, it always begins with prophase, then comes metaphase, META. Metaphase, then comes anaphase, and the last phase which we see, where gradually now the cell will start dividing into two, will be the telophase. Okay. Now all these phases, all these four phases, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, will be coming under, as we had seen, karyokinesis. Now after karyokinesis, that means as this telophase will begin, now division on the cell in the nucleus is completed. Chromosomes have reached their respective two opposite poles. Now they have been surrounded by nuclear membrane and nucleolus.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Now, yes.
Ma'am, can you please repeat? Ma'am, due to net problems, I didn't heard what did you said.
We are just revising mitosis, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
So, after telophase, we had seen how in the animal cell, the cell will start dividing into two by the cell furrow method, okay, which results in the formation of two daughter cells. So how many daughter cells are formed at the end of mitosis? Then you should say that two daughter cells are formed at the end of mitosis. Now here, two things you must remember, that when mitosis is taking place, there is duplication of the DNA and we have two copies of the chromosomes. Okay, duplication of the DNA takes place, and so two copies of the chromosomes are formed, where one copy goes in one daughter cell, another goes in the other daughter cell, where for both of these daughter cells, the number of chromosomes will be same number as that of the parent cell. Okay. For example, in humans, we have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Okay. We have 23 pairs of chromosomes. That means 46. Now, when we have in our body cells, whether it is skin or muscle or any other, we say that in our nucleus, 23 chromosomes will be present. So, one set, second pair, third pair, fourth pair, fifth pair, so on and so forth. We have 23 pairs of chromosomes. So, this condition where the cell is having two sets of chromosomes. See, one set, another set. One set, one more set. So we have two sets of chromosomes, thereby resulting in presence of 23 pairs of chromosomes. This condition of a cell is called as diploid condition, from the word double. Okay, two sets.
Can you explain diploid?
Yes, diploid, I am repeating. See, when a cell contains two sets of chromosomes, okay, then such a cell is said to be diploid cell. Two sets of chromosomes. For example, in our body, we have 23 pairs. Pairs means two sets. 23 makes one set. Another 23 of the same, this one set is this one. Another set, this one. So we have 2 sets of chromosomes, which makes it 23 pairs of chromosomes.
Yes.
Yeah? So in a cell, when it contains 2 sets of chromosomes, then that cell is said to be diploid cell. Diploid, from the word to double. Okay? And for this diploid condition of the cell, we write it in this fashion, 2n, where n is the set. Okay? So this condition is called as diploid condition of the cell, wherein cell contains 2 sets of chromosomes. Okay? So in our body, the parent cell, for example, if we take that of the skin cell, the parent cell of the skin, that means it will be containing 23 pairs of chromosomes. Okay? And in mitosis, what happens? There is duplication of the DNA, and these 23 pairs of chromosomes are duplicated. So one set goes to one daughter cell, another set of chromosomes goes to the other daughter cell. So they are also diploid in nature, like the parent diploid cell. This is to be remembered. Okay? The skin cell will have 23 pairs. It will be duplicated. This diploid condition, that means 23 pairs will go in the daughter cell and 23 pairs will go in the other daughter cell. So for mitosis, therefore, should remember that the daughter cells will have diploid condition of the chromosomes. So we write it as 2n. And for the condition of how many daughter cells are formed in mitosis, see, we are talking about the daughter cells. So after the cell divides, it gives rise to 2 daughter cells which are having diploid condition of the cell, double, like that of the parent, which was also the diploid cell. So this is the these are the features of mitosis. Then this mitosis we have seen will take place in all the body cells, like the epithelial cells or the liver cells or the skin cells or the bone cells. So in all these cells, we call them as the somatic cells. Okay? So in these somatic cells, mitosis takes place. So if we see now, quick recap of the features, what we see in the mitosis is that from at the end of mitosis, we get 2 daughter cells formed. Yes?
Ma'am, can you please repeat about somatic cells?
Somatic, I have told in the very beginning that all the cells other than the reproductive cells of the body will be called as the somatic cells, like the red blood cells, the skin cells, or the epithelial cells, or the liver cells, so on and so forth. Okay? Fine?
And other than
the reproductive cells, all the cells of the body will be called as somatic cells, like our bone cells or our skin cells or our liver cells, all the cells of the body except the sex cells or the reproductive cells, which will be giving rise to the eggs and the sperms. Okay? Clear now? Okay,
Yes.
so all the body cells except the sex cells or the reproductive cells are called as the somatic cells. So in the body, mitosis is taking place in the somatic cells. Okay? Secondly, 2 daughter cells are formed at the end of mitosis. Thirdly, the new cells that are formed are diploid in condition. That means 2 sets of chromosomes they are containing, which is written as 2n condition. N is for the chromosome set. Okay? Now, coming back to one more type of cell division other than mitosis is called as meiosis. Okay, in meiosis, now this meiosis is taking place in the sexually reproducing organisms in the cells of the reproductive organs, that is in the testis and ovary. I repeat, meiosis is the cell division that we will see in the sexually reproducing organisms, because in sexually reproducing animals, the testis is producing the sperms and eggs are being produced in the ovaries, or in case of the plants, we know anthers in the plants, which give rise to the pollens. So these are produced. Pollens are there, sperms or the eggs are there. They are produced by the process of meiosis. Now, why meiosis? Let us see that. Now, for meiosis, should know that it comes from a word meon, M-E-I-O-N, which means to lessen, to make it less. How lessen? Meon means to lessen. How? Let us see. See what happens in meiosis. This kind of division produces therefore gametes. Remember gametes? We had seen in that previous classes also that when the gametes fuse, fertilize, they give rise to the zygote. So here when the sperm and egg will fuse together during the process of fertilization, they will give rise to a zygote. Now, one more thing you should remember, that for all the organisms, chromosome numbers has to be maintained. Chromosome number has to be maintained constant. So you take example of human race, human population, whose we people will have 46 chromosomes or 23 pairs of chromosomes in our body. So whether it is a parent or their children or their grandchildren, all the humans will have 23 pairs of chromosomes in their nucleus. This is fixed. We take up, for example, fruit fly, an insect which is seen around this ripening fruit. So these fruit flies, they have a fixed number of chromosomes, that is 4 pairs of chromosomes or total 8 chromosomes. This is fixed. So in the nature, chromosome number for the organisms is fixed and it has to be maintained from one generation to the other generation. Okay. Now, as this has to be maintained, so in nature, it has come with the process of meiosis, where the sperm or the egg which is produced is having only one set of chromosome. Okay, it will have only one set of chromosome, so that when they fuse during fertilization, they will restore the chromosome number. See, the sperm will, when it will be formed during meiosis, in the nucleus of the sperm, only one set of chromosomes will be there. One set, as in case of humans, for example, only 23 chromosomes will be there. Okay, and in the egg only 23 chromosomes will be there, so that when they fuse during fertilization, N and N will give rise to the original diploid condition of the chromosome set, thereby maintaining the chromosomes number as that of the parent. Okay, so this has to be produced. The sperms and the eggs have to be produced in such a way that they have only half the number of chromosomes. So
Excuse
that
me,
when they
ma'am.
fuse, yes,
Miss, can you repeat it once? Due to net problem, I was unable to hear.
yes, I will. Okay, so for the gametes, that means sperms or the eggs or the pollens ovules, they should have half the number of chromosomes, because when the egg and the sperm will fuse during fertilization, they will restore or reacquire the chromosome number, which will be exactly the same like that of the parent cell, that is 46 chromosomes or 23 pairs of chromosome. So to establish the exact same number of chromosomes as that of the parent body, gametes are produced by the process of meiosis. Okay, this is one more type of cell division. Now this cell division is exclusively seen in the reproductive cells or the sex cells. Okay, it is observed in the testis and ovary, in the cells of the testis and ovary, which produce sperm and the ova, or in case of the plants, in the anthers, which produce pollens, and ovary, which produces the ovules. So it is important to understand here that during meiosis, half the number of chromosomes are present in the gametes, and this exclusively takes place in the sex cells. And what is the significance? Why? To acquire or to re-establish the exact number of chromosomes as that of the parent body, the sex cells are produced by the process of meiosis. Okay, so this is the one of the significances of meiosis. Let's see further one more important feature of the meiosis, where for that you should know what is homologous chromosome. Homologous. Homo meaning same. We know homo means same. So homologous chromosome means those chromosomes which are exactly same in their number of genes, in their type of genes, in their shape, size, length, everything, they will be same. So we call them as homologous chromosome. And for the homologous chromosome, remember, pair we say, so one chromosome is present from the parent body, from both the parents. One set will be present from the mothers and one will be from the father, which will be exactly the same type of chromosome, same type of genes will be present on them, and same number of genes will be there, chromosome number and chromosome size, shape, structure, everything will be same. So these chromosomes are called as homologous chromosomes, which come one each from the parent, one from the father, one from the mother. And these homologous chromosomes, they are present during meiosis. They come and lie close to each other. Okay? And then these chromosomes, as you can see here, in one of the events that take place in prophase of meiosis, you can see how with the blue color and red color they have shown the same shape, size, type of chromosomes together. One homologous chromosome set, the other homologous. On your screens you can zoom and see the one which I have encircled. So you can see there how the chromatids of the chromosomes are present close to each other, which are identical. That means homologous chromosomes will come and lie close to each other during meiosis. And here they have taken two chromosomes, two from male parent and two from female parent in the diagram, you can see. So they come and lie close to each other, and in a very schematic line fashion, if I show, we'll take one chromosome set first. So this one is coming from the father, and this one comes from the mother, from the female. So we have two chromosomes, one from father, one from mother. Remember, as they will duplicate, so they will have that condition. See, this is one which has got duplicated into thick chromosome with the chromatid arms. You can see here chromatids written. And this other one will also duplicate. So we will have this type of condition for both the chromosomes. Remember, they have to be first duplicated. So DNA in interphase is duplicating in interphase S phase, if you can recall. So the homologous chromosomes initially are only 2 in number. So this is bivalent condition. Bi meaning 2. Then when they duplicate, they come lie close to each other. They are now 4 in number, in the sense these two sister chromatids and these two sister chromatids. So total 4 chromatids are here. Okay. Both the homologous chromosomes, one from the male parent, one from the female parent, they will come and lie close to each other during meiosis, and they will duplicate, thereby giving rise to total 4 chromatids. So this condition is called as tetrad. 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 Tetrad means 4. Because now you can see these two sister chromatids and these two sister chromatids. Okay. So now, once this condition is obtained, the tetrad condition, then you can see one important process will take place between the two non-sister chromatids. Non-sister means chromatid of the homologous pair of one chromosome which comes from the male parent, and chromatid of the chromosome which comes from the female parent. Since there are 2 chromosomes, we call them as non-sister chromatids. Non-sister chromatids. So what happens in meiosis? This is very important event which is called as now crossing over. Crossing over means the non-sister chromatids will from some part of their chromatid will cross over each other. They will overlap over each other. For example, this is the non-sister chromatid and this is also this is the one chromosome, this is other chromosome. So now this arm of the chromosome and this arm of the other chromosome, they will come and lie close to each other and they will overlap each other. As you can see here, they are overlapping each other. This process is called as crossing over because they are crossing over, overlapping each other. Now during this crossing over, the point where they meet, okay, the point where they meet is called as chiasma. As you can see on your screens, if you zoom, you'll be able to see chiasma written. So the point where they meet to cross over is called as chiasma. CHIASMA. So this chiasma is non-space, which results then in exchange of the genetic material.
Ma'am,
Exchange between the two, yes, non-sister chromatids.
ma'am,
Yes,
crossing
yes.
over is took place between two non-daughter cells.
No, non-sister chromatids, homologous chromosomes are looking into how meiosis is taking place during for the nucleus. I have not come to the daughter cell. Daughter cell is the result. Coming back to that part of the homologous chromosome, this is in gamete formation. So you can see here. Now I'm not talking about the cells formed. I'm talking when meiosis will be taking
Again, your voice is
testes
not
or
clear.
the ovary. Okay, can you see this? Crossing over,
Yes, ma'am.
exchange of
Yes,
the
ma'am.
genetic, exchange of the genetic material, because of this exchange of the genes which are present on the chromosomes, there will be new or slightly changed physical features seen in an organism, and so we don't look exact copies of our parents. Now because of this crossing over, new genetic recombinations are formed. Okay, new genetic features are seen in the organisms, so call it new genetic recombinations. That is why we resemble our parents but not the exact copy of them. Because of this exchange of the genetic material, there comes now the change of the genes takes place. So accordingly, when it will be expressed in the organism, it will look different, slightly different from its parent. This is one of the most important significances of meiosis. So meiosis, due to crossing,
Ma'am, your voice is not clear.
Ma'am, voice is not clear.
Yes, ma'am. We are not able
okay,
to
can
hear.
you see the? Can you see? Can you see on the screen?
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so you can see here this crossing. This one is what I want you to see. This is the significance of meiosis. At the end of meiosis,
Two.
As we saw in mitosis. Yes, in mitosis, at the end of mitosis, 2 daughter cells. But at the end of meiosis, 4 daughter cells are obtained, which are having half the number of chromosomes. So after crossing over and all that, in the part of meiosis,
Ma'am, your screen is not
crossing over is
visible.
taking place. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
See in the C. Can you see this one?
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay. And meiosis, two
Ma'am,
times
not
it is
able to
taking
hear.
place meiosis in 2 parts. Meiosis, we get 4 daughter cells. 4 daughter cells which are having half the number of chromosomes. Okay. Now can you hear me? So end of meiosis, we get 4 daughter cells instead of 2. And that too having only one of chromosomes, unlike the mitosis. Okay. Now yesterday I had posted in MCB this work for differences and other things. Now also today also I will post some assignment. You can take the screenshot of the slides or the PPTs which I am showing on the screens, okay, so that it will be helpful for you people. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Query. Yeah, I'll be sending. Just WhatsApp me personally with your name, giving your introduction. I'm so and so. I need my ID. Okay. Is that Shreyas? Who is that? Sorry, Shreyans. Yes, I will send that. Got it, Shreyans.
Ma'am,
I
I
will
need
send.
the URL.
Okay. Or, what for you need the URL?
Ma'am, it is
You have
asking
to log in
the
with that your password.
It is asking for
Let
an
me find out.
MCB.
I will send the necessary.
Yes, ma'am.
RAN parent portal. I will
No, ma'am,
I will
MCB.
find out what has to be done. Why MCB? You have to download RAN parent portal.
Ma'am,
MCB
it
is
was
not for
written.
you. RAN parent portal you have to.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, in RAN parent portal, when you will go ID and password, it will ask. You have to put in the same number which I will send in your personal WhatsApp number. So you can, once you will send your WhatsApp number personally, you will give your name that you need this login ID. I will give it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Sending us. Please link to